Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica. Mek Wi Talk. Mek Wi Talk.
Good morning. We're listening, watching from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean. Welcome to an edition of the Mek Wi Talk program with yours truly, Jeffrey T. Our topic this morning is the media is conspiring to the demise of the citizenry of Jamaica. And why we're doing this topic this morning is because major media houses in our country. Good morning to those who are watching us beyond the shores of Jamaica. Welcome to the program. Why we decide to do a program like this morning is because a lot of media houses in Jamaica see the level of nepotism and the level of corruption going on, and they do nothing about it. There's a video I want to show you. Welcome to everyone on the platform. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. As we have this program this morning, the blue light comes on before the sun rise or go down. The people gathered around various televisions and TV sets to hear the correct news, to listen to talk show hosts like back in the days of the late Barbara Bluden and the late Wilmot Mutty Perkins, who will do investigative journalism and call a spade a spade. For far too long, the journalists of the media houses in Jamaica are muzzled by politicians and the government that is in power. We sit down and we allow it. You hardly hear mainstream media come on air and speak about the $1.4 billion school bus scandal. You hardly hear the media houses come and speak about the level of corruption going on up by the University of the West Indies Hospital, or the level of corruption going on by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, or the level of corruption going on done by the Jamaica Agricultural Society, the Ministry of Agriculture, the Ministry of Education, and I can go on and on. You hear nothing because media houses in our country are very biased. When they have their staff that will bring them credible news, and it have something to do with the government of Jamaica, they're being told to stand down. You have some very good journalists in Jamaica, but the media houses are the one who stop these journalists from put out what they need to put out. And so, my fellow Jamaicans, as we come at a critical crossroad in our country, where the media houses is conspiring to the demise of the citizenry of this country, and we who are on social media, we are the one who's putting out the credible news, because we continue pounding what is going on in our country. We continue talking about the level of nepotism, the level of corruption, while media houses in our country sit idly by and can't say anything because they're in the back pocket of politicians. Yes, media houses in Jamaica are in the back pocket of many politicians. And we can call names, but we don't want to call any names this morning. What we need to do is to continue to fight the fight and speak truth to power. We cannot allow this to continue. We as Jamaicans must speak out. We must stand up for the fundamental God-given rights of our people. And if we are the one who are on social media to continue beating the level of nepotism and the level of corruption, let us do so. Let us do so because Let us do so because we the people, we the favorite few, must understand and must come together as one people. None of us, not one single one of us, must ever believe that we can't speak the truth. And we must continue fight for the democracy of this nation. We must continue fight for the democracy of this country. Because so many nepotism, so many cronyism is going on. And when you are given the field to go out there and speak, you hardly hear them speak about Miss Mattie, whose granddaughter was raped by the effluence of society. The media houses in our country is muzzled because they are in the back pockets of politicians in this country. They are. When last have you heard a media house speak about, I want to show you something here. When last have you heard a media house speak about this? It came out a couple of days ago. The Observer have it. Where is the money? An audit of government ministries, an agency has uncovered millions of dollars in financial irregularity across the public sector, including $23 million unaccountable for funds and more than $185 million in salary overpayment in the Ministry of Education. Have you heard the mainstream media houses hammering this every day? Have you heard the mainstream media hammering this every day about what is going on? Have you heard mainstream media spoke about the $1.4 million that is unaccountable for in the Ministry of Agriculture? When will we come to a level where those who are involved in the level of nepotism and cronyism in our country is held accountable? I want you to listen to something here. I hope it can play. Listen to something here. Listen needs to stop.
Where is the money? By Jerome Williams, Observer staff, reporter Williams at JamaicaObserver.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible. Visit Progressive.com.
An audit of government ministries and agencies has uncovered millions of dollars in financial irregularities across the public sector, including $23 million in unaccounted funds and more than $185 million in salary overpayments within the education ministry, according to a report tabled in the House of Representatives last Thursday. The findings are contained in the Government of Jamaica Audit Committee's annual report fiscal year 2024-25, prepared by the Internal Audit Directorate IAD in the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, which provides a snapshot of governance and financial management issues identified across ministries, departments, and agencies during the 2024-2025 financial year. The report highlights significant weaknesses in the Ministry of Education, Youth, Skills, and Information during that year, where internal auditors identified large salary overpayments stemming from payroll and administrative control failures linked to salary restructuring, along with millions of dollars in funds that could not be accounted for. Additionally, auditors found $21 million and $3 in payments that were processed without adequate supporting documentation, raising concerns about how financial transactions were being approved and monitored within the ministry's operations. The audit committees said the problems point to systemic weaknesses in internal controls, particularly in areas such as cash management, procurement procedures, asset management, and supervisory oversight. They recommended that senior management take urgent steps to strengthen these systems and ensure proper monitoring of public funds. The report also identifies financial management concerns in other government entities.
How is it that they expect senior management must take step to stop all of this? Senior management are involved in it. Senior management are involved in the level of corruption that has been plaguing the Ministry of Education from beginning to now. From the start of this administration, senior management, senior officials of the Ministry of Education is involved in the level of corruption that is going on there. And you don't hear mainstream media in Jamaica, you don't hear them hammering this home. You don't hear that. You don't hear them. They're asking pertinent questions. The only person asking pertinent questions down there is Deion Jackson Miller. All the rest are Conan Apong. Where are the investigated journalists in our country, Jamaica? From the late Wilmot Mutty Perkins and Barbara Bluden and Winston Babatunda Witter and Antoinette Harton passed away, journalism in Jamaica become doom. You don't hear them talk about Royal Reed saga. Huh? Nothing is being done on mainstream. But if you talk about this, you hear that you're a dirty comrade. But you must speak about these things. Listen to some more of what the gentleman is saying. Listen to some more of this, please.
Within the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, which is now the Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development. Auditors reported that $99,028 in final project expenditure could not be verified.
You hear that? $99 million cannot be verified. $99 million. In which modern democracy can this nonsense continue to happen? And the Prime Minister says nothing about it. The Prime Minister says nothing about what's going on in the country. Not a word comes out of it. And we, the Jamaican people, are a bunch of set of bloody idiots. We, the Jamaican people, are a bunch of nincompoop. Because if they call election tomorrow morning, we jump on the bandwagon and we're gone. Journalism in Jamaica is dead. And I will say this again. From the late Wilmot Mutty Perkins, Barbara Bluden, Antoinette Harton, June Hines, and others. Miss June Hines is still alive. But Baba Tunde Witter, Mutty, and Barbara, God rest their soul, and Antoinette Harton. They are the one who used to hammer these things home on radio stations in the days. But nowadays, everybody is quiet. As what the former, the opposition spokesperson on transport said on my program a couple of days ago, that corruption has become the norm in our country. Corruption has become the norm in Jamaica. Huh? $99 million is unaccountable for. And you hear nothing. You don't hear the journalists talking about it. Because you know why? The media house that I work for is compromised. The media house that I work for is compromised. The media house that I work for is in the back pocket of this government, this Holness administration. And the level of corruption from the beginning to now, which of the Prime Minister is a part of the corruption, because he condoned the corruption. $99 million is unaccountable for. Listen to this.
While $50,043 had been spent on projects that remained incomplete.
You hear that? $50 million has been spent on projects that is incomplete for far too long, you know. You know, people, I'm telling you something, you know. That's why people not gonna like me, you know. I can tell you something this on this program here. I can tell you something here. For far too long, this country has been plagued with corruption. And when one party go in, they don't do anything about it. They carry on the corruption same way. I would love to see in my lifetime a prime minister who will take the corruption by its horn, by the bull, and do something about it. We cannot continue like this as a people, and we must not continue like this as a people. The level of journalism in Jamaica is dead. The media houses is conspiring to the demise of the citizenry of Jamaica. Because you know why? They're in the back pocket of politicians. When their journalists get up and carry something to their editors and say, listen to me, this is credible, all they can hear is stand down. They can't publish it. We cannot blame those who are working for the media houses. We must blame the owners of the media houses, the chairmen of the media houses, because they're in the back pockets of these so-called gangs in the parliament of this country. Wayne and Mel, good morning. Good morning, my two persons who, my God, they have put me or carry me through something that, honestly, if it wasn't for them who's praying for me, I don't know where I'll be. Mel and Wayne, good morning to you. The level of nepotism and cronyism has been plaguing this country for years. There's not no corruption going on in this country. Not now. When will we see a government of the people, for the people, and by the people? When? And quite frankly, many of you may be upset with me this morning. Quite frankly, the opposition People's National Party is quiet on many things. The opposition People's National Party must be more vocal. They have enough seats in the parliament to stand up against the bullies of the parliament of this country. But we sit down. They sit down in parliament and knock bench, knock this. While poor people money is being stashed away in the Cayman Islands offshore banking, or buy houses in South Florida, or building apartment complexes from the length and breadth of Negril Point to Moran Point. When these set of politicians retire, these set of criminals, when they retire, they'll be the richest set of criminals known in the history of Jamaica. When these set of people retire from the parliament, when they decide to retire, when they start wearing pampers and they push them in wheelchairs, they'll be the richest set of criminals known in the history of this country. And if election called tomorrow morning, we the people jump up and say, yeah, we vote them back in. Listen to some more of this.
The report also cited weak project and contract management, which resulted in project delays, cost.
You hear that? Weak contract management. Can you know why? They're friends. I'm telling you how politics work in Jamaica. How politics work in Jamaica. I am a minister. Alright? And I tell, just like Aurora we did, I know that my family owns a construction company. Mark, you know. We don't know one coyote about construction. But we go get license for own construction company. Alright? Get the construction company. I become minister of construction. At one point back in the days, they used to have minister of roads and whatever. Roads and construction, I think, yes. And I know that my company, my family company has, according to me, the ability to do the work. You know what I did? I disassociate myself from it, you know. And I instruct my permanent secretary or secretary to award the contract to my company. And my company get millions of dollars to do it. You know what I did? I just spent a little bit of money upon it. That is what is going on in the country. That is why some of them will get contracts upon contracts, while others can't. That is the level of cronyism and nepotism that has been plaguing this administration from beginning to now. Listen to some more of this.
Overruns and unexpended project funds exceeding $136 million.
Here? Exceeding $136 million. And you don't hear nothing from these people. Mainstream media is dead. You don't hear nothing from these so-called mainstream media in our country to hit out against what is going on in this country. Nothing is being said about the level of corruption. How much money is going down the drain. While the people of Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth have nowhere to live. Huh? You hear nothing. A senior Jamaican diplomat. I heard my 2 years. A senior Jamaican diplomat. Hold on, I can take out this thing for a minute. A senior Jamaican diplomat said on a Zoom that I was with that $400 million was sent to Jamaica after the concert they had for Hurricane Melissa. That's 62 million Jamaican dollars. Where is the money? Where is the money? You hear nothing about it. Where is the money? $62 million. And how many Jamaicans are still living in squalor? In squalor. 400,000 United States dollars was collected. A senior Jamaican diplomat said it. 400,000 US dollars was collected. That's 62 million Jamaican dollars. Where is the money? And they're saying to me, mainstream media don't know about this. Mainstream media is tight-lipped. Nobody asking the question about the monies. The only person asking the question down there is Dan Jackson Miller. They don't give a damn who want to talk about Dan Jackson Miller. That's the only person asking questions down there. Nobody is asking any questions. $400,000 US dollars. I don't have long to stay on this platform this morning, because I have other things to do. $400,000 United States dollars. That's 62 million Jamaican dollars, if my calculation is correct. Listen to some more of what is going on in the Ministry of Education and other places across other government entities. Listen to some more of this.
Additionally, the auditors noted that payments totaling $69 million were processed without verification.
You hear that? $69 million. Are you telling me that the permanent secretaries don't know about this? You're telling me the permanent secretaries across government institutions don't know about this? God help us.
While reimbursements and training expenses were made without adequate supporting documentation. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Finance and Public Service was flagged for weaknesses in its management of government assets. Internal auditors identified $91,900,000 in information technology equipment and furniture that had not been properly recorded, with inconsistencies and multiple errors found in manual asset registers. The report also raised concerns about IT information technology disaster recovery and business continuity arrangements.
This reminds me of the 1990s furniture scandal of the late Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Benjamin Clare, who said that he didn't know. He just signed the paper. His Secretary of Military just signed it. And millions of dollars of furniture to furnish his government home. Listen to some more of this.
Warning that existing storage and backup procedures did not meet global standards and could pose risks to government operations. Elsewhere, the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sport recorded salary overpayments totaling $1 million.
You hear that? That's Babsy Green's ministry. That's Babsy Green's ministry. Hold on there for me. I think there is some news coming in. Let me check this news out here. There's something coming into the news center here. I cannot prove it as yet, but let me figure out something here. Just a moment here, people. We are getting unconfirmed report. Hold on there for me. Let me do this here. We're getting some unconfirmed report of something going on. This is Mek Wi Talk breaking news. An unconfirmed report of a plane crash in Boscobel in St. Mary, Jamaica. We're still working our sources to find out if this is true. We are working also with the JCF to find out if this is true. An unconfirmed report of a plane crash in Boscobel, St. Mary, Jamaica. As soon as we get some more news, we will pass it on to you, but unconfirmed report of a plane crash in Boscobel in St. Mary. This is Mek Wi Talk breaking news. Yes, let's go back to this because we don't have enough time to stay on this. We're going to go to something else, but let's listen to this, some more of this, please.
$350,000, which auditors said should be recovered. Similarly, the Passport, Immigration, and Citizenship Agency PICA was found to have made overpayments amounting to $2,600,000, while also recording short payments totaling $2 million, further highlighting payroll management issues within.
Now tell me something now. You're telling me that the Prime Minister don't know about these things? And no one is going to be held accountable. Not a soul going to be held accountable for all of this.
Parts of the public sector. Government audit committees are a part of Jamaica's public sector accountability system and operate under the Financial Administration and Audit FAA Act. They are established within ministries, departments, and agencies to provide independent oversight of financial management and internal control systems. The Internal Audit Directorate, which monitors the committees across government, compiles their findings into an annual report that is submitted to the Ministry of Finance and subsequently tabled in Parliament. According to the report, the issues identified across multiple ministries underscore ongoing challenges in financial management across the public sector, particularly in relation to payroll administration, project oversight, documentation of financial transactions, and asset tracking. The ministry paper accompanying the report indicates that the issues identified are part of wider governance weaknesses across several government entities, noting that internal control breaches and non-compliance with financial guidelines have resulted in salary overpayments exceeding $200 million and project overruns of more than $136 million.
You hear that? $200 million in salary overpayment, $136 million in project overrun. This has been going on from beginning of independent Jamaica until now. From the beginning of independent Jamaica until now, this has been going on.
Across ministries, departments, and agencies. The report also raised concern about how quickly ministries respond to audit findings, noting that the timeliness of management responses declined to 33% in the 2024-2025 financial year, down from 52% the previous year. The Internal Audit Directorate said continued follow-up with senior management will be necessary to ensure that corrective measures are implemented and weaknesses identified by internal auditors are properly addressed.
Track your glucose like you track your favorite artist.
There you have it. There you have it. This is what is going on in our country, Jamaica. Our beloved island, Jamaica. And you hear nothing. I wonder if the Prime Minister this afternoon, we're going to bring it live to you, if he's going to speak about all of this corruption going on in his ministries across the public sector. Is he going to speak about the salary increase, the minimum wage increase that he promised the people of this country during the election? I want you all to watch something here for me. Janet Calder from JAM continues speaking out about the level of corruption in our country. Listen to this.
Report for financial year 2024 to 2025 has now been tabled in Parliament. We heard the horrific figures. The Education Ministry cited for approximately $185 million in salary overpayments and more than $21 million in undocumented payments. When you saw those figures, what was your immediate assessment?
Nothing new. The very reason that JAMP exists is really because, you know, as the public might know, I'm the actual founder and conceptualizer of JAMP. And back in 2014, my experience, this was under the Portia Simpson Miller-led administration. Some of us watching might remember the Outer Many NHT matter, where the NHT spent $180 million to invest in things the citizens.
You see it? I tell you something, you know. What you all need to do over here, don't listen to Jeffrey Tavares alone, yab his mouth. Go and do the research. The level of corruption across the two political parties in this country, stemming from the inception of Jamaica, stemming from the independence of this country until this blessed day. None of them, not one single one of them, the shield from what is going on. The level of cost overrun, the level of salary overrun, the level of project not completed but money being spent has been going on from 1962 until this blessed day.
Didn't think they ought to have. And when an Auditor General went in and looked into the matter, it wasn't just $180 million worth of concern for the purchase of that land. It was $4 billion worth of concerns the AG came out of. So as a citizen, Joey, I sat back and looked at that considering that I had staged the whole process at NHD on the matter at the time and asked myself the question, what can we do to support the Auditor General's work? So when I have since 2014 to 2019 started this organization, and then I have been reading Auditor General's reports since that day onwards, I would have to say to your listeners, there is nothing new that is coming from this report. What is good about this report is that it is validating the work that the Auditor General has been doing. And I'm hoping, Jody, that now it is coming from, I guess you could say, an institutionalized group that is different with a new name. Most of us are not accustomed to this internal audit directorate. So maybe now that we're hearing it with a different name attached, we'll begin to pay attention. But for us at JAM, it validates why we're doing this work. And I think it's good that it is beginning to validate what the Auditor General has been warning us about year in and year out without much change.
You hear that? Without much change. Not much change has been done to curb corruption in this country. The level of corruption from 1962 until 2026 continues, and nothing has been done, and nothing will be done. Mainstream media. The mainstream media. The media is conspiring to the demise of the citizenry of this country. The media in Jamaica is conspiring to the demise of the citizenry of this country. Gone were the days when you have the late Wilmot Mutty Perkins speaking about the injustice and the level of corruption in this country. They were journalists. As I said before, don't blame the journalists. Blame the media houses that they work for. Blame the media houses they work for. I can dig from the 70s, 80s, 90s to now, come up. Jamaica did not get to where Jamaica is under this administration. Jamaica has been spiraled out of control from way before me and you ban. But it's getting worse. When these set of criminals retired from parliament, you can't talk to them again. Because them can't change vehicle like or them change the underwear. And change houses that gonna change the underwear. All of them inside there. Building apartment complexes. And quite frankly, the opposition is quiet. Quite frankly, the opposition People's National Party is quiet. When we tell you people that the media houses in Jamaica is compromised, we're not showing you something now. I want to show you something. But many of you didn't know. I went over there and I saw it. I went over there and I saw it, and I said to the people, come over on the Mek Wi Talk program and watch it. I want you to watch this thing. The opposition leader Mark Jefferson Golding budget presentation of 26 to 27 was streamed live on nationwide radio and nationwide YouTube. I want you to listen to something here.
Since Melissa has disrupted the cultural economy of the tourism belt, community recreation and entertainment, the fish fries and round robins that keep our community alive have taken a hit. And now we hear that Sumfest moving from Mobay. And it's going to be one night in St. Anne. That's a big hit for Mobay. Over recent months, we have had to say farewell to too many of our cultural icons. The great Jimmy Cliff, who helped to make reggae music an international genre and carried them. It is is in this context, positions in Sly Dunbar and Cat Core. We have lost Max Romeo and Cocotte.
All right. There it is. You're telling me that the engineers at Nationwide did not realize that the opposition leader's speech, there was no order coming on their YouTube channel? I went over there and I saw people talking about it. Look there. Is this a sabotage or what? Huh? The leader of the opposition was on his feet speaking in the Parliament of Jamaica. Jamaica's opposition. The government opposition. The king's opposition. And they were paid to bring this live. You see how long the opposition leader speaking there? And there is no sound coming. If you don't believe me, go over there. If you don't believe me, go on YouTube. Go on Nationwide YouTube and see it. Their engineer over there didn't realize that this was going on. The media is conspiring to the demise of the citizenry of this country. You see it? He's speaking until now. How many minutes into his speech? Look there. Not a sound coming from no audio coming from Nationwide YouTube channel. No, I'm not bashing the nation. I'm not bashing the radio station, you know. I'm just saying this don't look good. This do not look good. You see it? He's there speaking. This happened on Nationwide YouTube channel when the leader of the opposition, Mark Jefferson Golding, who was born in Jamaica, grew up in Jamaica, of British parentage, British and Jamaican parents, given his budget presentation in the Parliament of Jamaica. And the audio went on Nationwide YouTube channel. While other media houses, other YouTube channels taking it live had audio. So why is that Nationwide audio wasn't coming through on their YouTube channel? They can't say it's PBCJ they got it from and PBCJ didn't have any audio. That's a lie. See it? The leader of the opposition is there speaking same way. And you're telling me that their engineer that I have there didn't realize that? When I tell you, you know, the media in Jamaica is bought out lock, stock, and barrel. The media in our country is bought out lock, stock, and barrel. The media is conspiring to the demise of the citizenry of this country. Look there. The opposition leader is still speaking. Not a sound coming from Nationwide. What is going on in Jamaica? We must not continue like this as a people. And it's full time we do something about it. Full time. Millions of dollars gone down the drain. You don't hear nothing from the media houses. Corruption rampant in the country. You don't hear nothing from it. The leader of the opposition speaking about corruption, speaking about nepotism and not there. One of Jamaica's main media house. No audio coming from them. And I'm pretty much sure this afternoon when the Prime Minister is ready to speak, there'll be audio from beginning to end. I'm pretty much sure that's going to happen. You see how long the Prime... And listen to me, if you don't believe me, go over there. Go over to Nationwide YouTube channel and look for Mark Golding budget presentation and you'll see it. He's there speaking same way. And nothing. I didn't mute anything over here. Nothing is muted over here. You see that? He's there speaking about what is going on in our country, Jamaica. At the People's Parliament. They were paid to carry this live. And what happened? What happened to the audio? People, we better wake up in our country, hear me? We better wake up in our country. It is now 12:21, 11:21 in Jamaica. It was nice being here. Join me back later on this evening at 3 o'clock for live coverage of the Prime Minister's budget presentation. I know it's going to be a long presentation like last year. He spoke for 5.5 hours last year. Maybe he's going to speak for 7.5 hours this year. Who knows? Who knows? If mainstream media cannot come out and speak about the level of corruption across the public sector and the level of corruption that is plaguing this Holness administration, then who else can do it? As I said before, do not blame the journalists who work at these media houses. Blame the owners of the media houses. Because many of the journalists that carry stuff to the editors or to the boss and say, listen to my boss, so this is credible. We don't run this, All they can hear is stand down. All they can hear is stand down. God help us. Ladies and gentlemen, people, thank you all for coming on. Join me later on at 3 o'clock this afternoon, 2 o'clock Jamaica time, for live coverage of the budget presentation by the Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Most Honorable Dr. Andrew Michael Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica and leader of the Jamaica Labour Party. Will his presentation have some goodies in there for the Jamaican people? Or would he be throwing his word as usual? Before I go, I think I have a friend of mine calling in. Hold on there for me. Good afternoon. You're live on air, sir. How are you doing?
Absolutely. I'm live on air.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Jeff, I just caught your closing remarks. I didn't realize you were on.
Oh, Lord.
For some reason, this algorithm is not algoing as it's supposed to algo.
Apparently there is something going on with the algorithms.
Right. And it's not dancing soca, nor is it doing the ram.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah?
Not the ram.
The ram. But I want to echo the same sentiments you said a while ago where I caught you.
Mm-hmm.
Which was in relation to what is happening with the media.
Yes.
Yeah? I think to look that, and if you look even wider, far afield, let's say you look at media houses like CNN, Fox, and all of these media houses across, BBC, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What we are learning now is we see the blatant biases, yeah? That is coming from a lot of media houses. And if it is happening internationally, I am just using that as an example, why wouldn't it happen in Jamaica? Yeah? So there's no excuse, quite frankly. There's no that you could say that would justify
said, boy, go ahead. I do apologize about that. Go ahead.
Right. So just to say that the media houses internationally have been accused of being biased in some way, shape, or form, especially the reporting of what's happening now in the war in the Middle East.
Yes.
So I'm saying, why would we think if those are big recognized media houses, media houses where some of us, if watch them daily, feel good. Yeah? Why would we think that in Jamaica, being such a small country, and a country where we have known that the press don't necessarily have the freedom that it is supposed to have, yeah?
Yes.
Why we think that biasness would not exist in Jamaica is far, and it's far gone from me. I can't understand why people think that the media in Jamaica is objective. It is not. It is absolutely not. And I tell you too, the media has a thing around its neck. And you as a practitioner for many years, Jeffrey, know that there's this thing they call the libel law.
Yes.
Yeah? An old English law, which quite frankly suffers press freedom.
That English law, head boy, should listen to me. We have some stuff on the books from way before me and head boy, mama and papa ban, that need to be take off the books, man.
Exactly, because it prevents. So, for example, you publish a story. Let's use that. For example, so we are not saying people must publish things to people that are detrimental. But let's say I know a boy is a thief. Let's use it that.
Yeah.
And it is known he was a convicted thief. You publish that the convicted thief head boy is now in for office somewhere. Let's use it. Let's use an example. Yeah. You can be sued, but the reality of it is the man is a thief. So the one of the problem we have, and that is why the media and it's not just Jamaica. I want people to understand the Caribbean suffers from that. If you know what is in Trinidad and Tobago, Trinidad's government has enacted an SOE, and I want people to listen to me, Jeffrey, on this one. Under the SOE in Trinidad and Tobago, they have come up with this thing called sedition. You remember sedition?
Yes, I heard about it.
Right, which we were trying to pass the other day with Wheatley piloting the bill, but we post on social media. It's actually what they call sedition. Right, so sedition is an old English law, which if you spoke against the crown, you could be arrested with no reasons. Like, let's use the Rastafarian guy that found Rastafari over in Pinnacle, right? He was charged under sedition. Bedward was charged under sedition. You see what I mean? So these are some, and this is happening in Trinidad and Tobago now as we speak. Journalists, meaning journalists and social media vloggers, are being picked up by the government of Trinidad for their commentary on issues in Trinidad.
Yes?
Yes! I want people to go look. So I'm not here telling you something that is not existing. It is happening. It is happening, and I think Trinidad's test case, what Kamala Prasad believes that government is doing there, can be a test case for what is going to happen in Jamaica. So we have to look at the independence of the media, and the next question you must ask, Jeffrey, and I'll allow you to say something here.
Yes.
The next question you must ask is, follow the money. Who really finances the media? Who really funds the media?
Very good question.
Right, Jeffrey.
I said very good question. Continue, man. Very good question.
Right, and I'll tell you that you can determine what the views of a media house is going to be by the composition of its board and its shareholders. Because at the end of the day, for shareholders, it's always about the bottom dollar. Not so, Jeffrey?
Exactly.
Them doing business if in some instances, like look at what has happened at a popular media house without calling them name. Right? Now, why would you lock down a certain place? Let's be frank. Why would you lock down Power 106 FM? Right? That has been a connector for the diaspora for such a long time. Yeah?
True.
Remember that is where our good friend Monty Perkins was, Yeah?
Of course, yes.
That radio station was known for its independent views, its independent expression. And when I saw the purchase, the RJR Gleaner Group purchase this 406 FM, I said, you know, something will happen at this place, you know.
I think head boy, that was a bad move by RJR.
To purchase 406?
Yes. Well, actually, to purchase the entire Gleaner Group for $1.something billion.
It should not, but not only that, it should not have been allowed. What we need in Jamaica is we need, similarly like we have, what you call them, Fair Trade Commission, right? I know we have the thing that Cardinal Green used to run, what they call it, the Press Association of Jamaica, right? But the Press Association is regulating themselves, yeah? Because most of the members of the Press Association of Jamaica are members who are members of the press. So it's like, with the General Legal Council, yeah? Members of the General Legal Council must come from legal background, but they don't have to be lawyers. They must have a knowledge of certain things, but they have to be, they make the rules for the legal fraternity, but not all of them are lawyers. You see what I mean?
Yes.
In the Press Association, I am asking now, even the Broadcasting Commission is what I was referring to. So the Broadcasting Commission really should have and looked at the impact that deal was going to have. But then people are conflicted. I want to give me no afraid of nobody. Who won the Broadcasting Commission? And the same Cardinal Green?
Yep.
Who was Cardinal Green? Roger?
Yep.
So would Cardinal Green oppose RJ buying out the entire media?
Nope.
Yes, man. No, you're a good witness.
Nope. They are, listen.
So really, go ahead, Jeff.
No, you go ahead, because what I was going to say, Jamaica has reached a point, you know, head boy, wherein the level of corruption that is plaguing this country is not only in government alone, you know, my friend.
No, we know that.
Okay.
But remember, and that is why Mark Golding and the People's National Party is facing the challenge that they're facing.
Exactly.
You could sing about corruption till thy kingdom come. Jamaica is one of the most corrupted country in the world. And not only that, you have the most loving of corruption people exist in Jamaica. Yes, I play, you know.
Yep.
A man will hate you for telling him same shouldn't thief from government, yeah?
Yeah, you mean,
a man.
You mean they'll kill you too? Yeah? They'll all kill you for it.
Well, you know, I would go so far as saying they would analyze you, yes. But you know, the truth be told, a man will hate you for speaking up for an woman who ever demolish your house because you want to take the land to go develop your hotel. Yeah? People in Jamaica will hate you for saying that certain people should not have 28 bank accounts. Yeah? So we have developed a culture that glorifies corruption. Like we have a gun culture, we have developed a culture that glorifies corruption, that sees chopping, yeah, scamming, taking from people as being ideal and right.
Exactly.
So Mark Golding and the PNP is up against a serious push, you know, they're pushing against something that I tell you, any sensible politician, and you have to say really Mark Golding really has some good integrity, because any sensible politician will stop that about this long time.
Exactly.
No, you understand what I mean, Jeffrey?
Yeah, man. Exactly, my friend.
So, the reality, I know you have to go, Jeffrey, so I won't keep you long.
Right? What you're doing later on, do you want to listen to the Prime Minister's speech with me?
What time is the Prime Minister's speech? Yes, I could come on with you, so here you go. Send it, we'll talk off here.
Yeah. So just wrap up now, we can come off here. Just wrap up now.
Right, so all I'm saying now, me no trust no press in Jamaica no more. There is nothing the press could tell me that I believe anymore. I verify and verify and verify before I say. The real press, the real exposers of truth have become social media. People like yourself, people like Wayne Lonesome, Mystic Sensation, right? Andre Stevens, Perry Cummins, and I don't want to get myself in trouble for calling names. Wilfred Rattigan, and missing some names as well. ABR, all of the bloggers, right? All of the bloggers. Conrad O'Brien too, that is in public media and sometimes has its program online. Yeah? Colin Bell, everybody. These are the people who really are exposing the underbelly of Jamaica. Right? And an attempt is now being made with some social media law to come and tell people you can't talk, you can't speak. Well, to hell with them. We will speak truth to power until we die. The word is love, Jeffrey.
Thank you, my friend. That's Head Boy, one of the Mek Wi Talk persons who continue to speak truth to power on this program here. We're going to go off air now. Join us this evening at 3 o'clock US time, 2 o'clock Jamaica time, when we bring you live coverage from the Parliament of Jamaica. The budget presentation of the Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Michael Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica, 26 to 27 budget presentation. Live right here on the Mek Wi Talk program. I'm Jeffrey Tavares saying so long. God bless you. And may God bless our island home, Jamaica land we love. Good afternoon.
As children, we learn the true meaning of being a hero. Being a hero requires great sacrifice for others, not just ourselves. We learn about the heroes of Jamaica's past and how much of themselves and their lives they had to give in building a nation we should be proud to call home. They believed in a Jamaica that was more than just a country, more than just an island, more than land surrounded by water. They believed in a dream of a free nation of people, a nation built on the foundation of their sacrifices, a nation of many people working as one, a nation that would continue to produce legends and nation builders that serve towards that vision. As children, we were also taught the national pledge, a solemn promise, an undertaking. I would like to believe Sir Hugh Sherlock, while writing this pledge, understood the vision and dreams of our heroes. It's clear being a hero is too much to ever ask any one citizen. Luckily, the pledge does not require heroics of any of us. It merely asks that we honor our heroes by striving to advance our nation and ultimately inspire the world, like they and many Jamaicans have done. It's important we remember those words. These words. Before God and all mankind, I pledge love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body in service of my fellow citizens. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. you are like me, a Jamaican born and raised on this land, maybe you will remember saying those words, singing that song in a classroom or some general assembly. If so, like me, you made a pledge. Somehow it seems like many of us have forgotten that. The crime and violence, the indiscipline and short-sightedness, the corruption, the lack of respect for our beautiful lands we are blessed with, and the waters that surround and nurtures us. We have to do better. Let us honor our heroes so that they would not have sacrificed so much in vain. I hope this video can make a difference to even one soul. If so, it would all be worth it. If you feel the way I do, share it. May my voice become yours. Thanks for watching.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, Mek Wi Talk, my people, Mek Wi Talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Mek Wi Talk, people, Mek Wi Talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, Mek Wi Talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Mek Wi Talk.